You're here at the Timezone Podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the TimeZonePodcast episode. I'm gonna get this right, guys. It's episode 9. Let's clap 9. And I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you listened to our last podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too emotional this week. I hope it won't be as emotional. But yeah, so how are you girls?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm good. How are you? What's happening?
I'm good. I'm really good. The gyms have opened, so I'm happy.
You're going to be going to the gym?
No, I ain't gonna go, but I'm just happy. Like, I'm happy to know. So I'm happy to know that if I want to go, I can go.
I swear, I thought you were gonna say like, yes, I'm gonna go to the gym, but you're like,
like,
no, I'm not gonna go.
How are you, Julie? How are you?
I'm good. I'm almost coming to the end of my fourth class, so I'm excited for that to happen. Nothing, just here chilling, eating, getting fat.
What have you guys done? For the weekend? Done anything good, nice, fun?
This weekend, I finally had myself weekend, which means just me, myself, and I.
Okay.
Just chilled. It was quite relaxing. I needed it.
I don't know. I think I slept. Yeah. So I did my nails, right? Right after that, I was just like,
let's have a look.
Yeah. Ooh.
They look good.
Yeah, they do.
They actually really look good.
Uncle, champagne, no more money, bruh. Look, coronavirus. What'd you do, Shan? What'd you get into?
I didn't really do much. I mean, I saw Inks on Friday. So.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn, she just forgot that part. She was just like, whoop.
We went out, we had drinks.
So that's it really, and then just chilling for the rest of the weekend. So we're gonna start off with our what's up with that, and I firstly want to talk about the Ellen Show, hosted by Ellen DeGeneres. They have been saying that it is a very toxic environment. They're calling her the villain of the year. Yeah, they're even saying, maybe we should cancel the show. They say that she portrays like this caring and loving environment on her show, but really it's a really toxic environment. Also hashtagging on Twitter, RIP Ellen. So they want to cancel the show. So I was wondering for you guys, how do you feel about cancelling the show because of the allegations? Would I say her meanness?
Yeah.
Her meanness. And also if you've ever been in a situation where like your work environment has been not as it seems, like you've had a bad boss or a bad working environment.
I mean, I expect that from Wendy Williams. If someone said Wendy Williams was a bitch, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I could see that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Ellen, I'm a bit like, okay. But it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you. What about you, Eunice?
I think some like ex-employees have actually come out with admitting that that is true, like whatever that she is, like it's a very toxic environment. You can't expect much from people. Like, these people they have a job, they do that job, they get paid. Like, you can't expect everybody to be nice. Like, Oprah seems nice on camera, but I personally don't think she's that nice. I'm just gonna say that. I've not met her, but I don't know. There's some people that you meet, you're just like, or you
Oprah.
see, you're just like. But for Ellen, I've always loved Ellen, but I can't expect much from people, so I'm not gonna be surprised if she is mean. I know my bosses used to be, so.
Recently as well, it's not even like, how, so like I had one job for like ages, for like over 6 years. I was in retail, and then after I graduated, I went to work for a company at the airport. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but the work, it was toxic. It was a toxic environment, and that's literally what I put on my statement when I left. I was like, toxic environment. And I'm like, why do you think this is? And I was like, there's no point in even getting into it with you, because when we tell you what the issues are, you don't care, because that's all you care about. So
yeah. For real. And it's funny that you bring up that, because
actually skin color, I just realized it's not audio, so I was putting up my skin, guys. Sorry.
It's funny that you bring up the skin color, because I know, like, my last boss, She was our skin color, and she was the worst of them all. Like, she was on a trip. Like, you know, the company I worked for was predominantly Caucasian, and she was the only, like, one of the only sisters that was in a really high top position. I'm thinking, I could learn from you. I'm not expecting you to feed me or hand feed me or like pay me extra money just because I'm Black, but I'm saying, like, I'm expecting to learn from you. Like, we can collaborate, see how we can make things better. Ooh, no. Honey was not trying to share no type of knowledge. She got very bothered if I did way better at my task. Like, she would tell me, like, you're not really, I don't think this is a good thing that you're doing, even though people loved it. She was just one of those type of people that wanted to put you down so that you felt lower than what you were. Yeah, so a bitch was like, guy, I'm not doing this. I will see you later. Never. And then I left, and she was fucked after that. So I'm just like, my job is done.
Funny that you said that, Eunice. I mean, I've never been in that situation, but I feel like when you have somebody that's of the same colour with you, they don't want to compete. They want to stay at the top. So you're coming for her. Like, she feels like you're coming for her. So she needs you to stay underneath her.
Girl.
For as long as possible.
Do you know, I've seen that complex so many times where, like, there might be, like, one person who's, like, Black in a company, or there's not so many of you in a company, and you go into that company thinking, oh my gosh, there's someone who's, like, same culture, same everything, like, we're going to get along, and they treat you like shit. They treat you like, as if to say, who are you? Why are you even here? Like, who's we?
Like,
there's no we.
It's like, there's a me. It's like, there's me, and then there's you. So
you
it's like, the person she hired after, because I trained that person. Same thing. He left. He was like, fuck that.
We need to talk about Black people and their unprofessionalism. Did I pronounce that right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need to talk about that. It seems to be a current situation.
Yeah, if you guys have bad boss experiences, please let us know. We want to know.
What's the craziest, like, bad boss experience you guys have ever experienced? Yeah. Like, tell us. Talking about celebrities and people in the limelight, let's talk about Drake. So last week he released a song with a UK artist. On that song, he was speaking Arabic, right? And people went mad for it. Everyone was like, wow, Drake's speaking Arabic. My question to you guys is Drake low-key a culture vulture? Or does he just cross the line? Because last week as well, or the week before that, shall I say, he was in Barbados and he met up with Rihanna's brothers and he was in the club with them. But Rihanna has literally said, like, I don't really like Drake like that. We don't really speak. He's somewhat obsessive with me. So my thing is this, like, if someone said I don't like you, leave me alone, why are you hanging around with their brothers? Like, so does Drake cross the line?
For your last one, he's crossed the line. He needs to know his boundaries. Like,
that's creepy.
Why would you even want to do that anyway? Like, why would you want to hang around with her brothers? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I personally wouldn't do something like that. And then the first question, it takes me back to what's his name? Gliz, when he done the remember when he done the white boy that done the like rapping in Yoruba.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that's what it takes me back to. And I'm thinking, well, when he done it, like, it would, I mean, people were upset, but I didn't know if it was just because he was white and like Drake, do you know what I mean? So I think, Drake, no, you need to stop. You need to stop. I understand he's coming for all different angles, like different markets, because even like he done I'm gonna sound old. What's that?
Like reggaeton or something like that?
No, drill. He does drill. He does drill. Yeah, and I feel like he probably is trying to come from different angles, come from the market, but I just don't think it's the right way. I don't think he's doing it the right way.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna answer in the same order that she did. Stop hanging around people's brothers if they don't want you. Like, that's creepy, man. That's mad creepy. I don't care how famous you are. These people have a famous sibling. They don't need you around. Like, and she don't like you. You're just embarrassing yourself. As for being the culture vulture thing, I think people give Drake a lot of pass. You know, he does, like Shan said, he does go into different genres of music. Like, some people think he's the one who started the whole, like, Afro fusion. I'm like, nah, calm down. He's not the one. For him speaking a different language in a song, I think other artists have done it too. Like Beyonce did Mi Gente. She doesn't speak Spanish. We don't know if she speaks Spanish. She just said something in Spanish and we all believed her. Justin Bieber did the same thing with Despacito. Fuck that shit up too. So I don't know. I think it's what's going on right now, but he needs to slow it down a little bit. Like, give people other spaces to like go into that genre too. Like, you're trying to monopolize everything, and I think you just need to step back just a little bit, just a little.
I would say I definitely agree with the brother thing. I definitely feel like if someone says they're not into you, or even if they were into you at one point and you guys have stopped dating, why are you hanging around with her brothers? Like, her brothers live in Barbados. What would you need to go there for?
Like, you
to
went,
go
out,
with them?
you went out of his way, though. Like,
do you
out of
Exactly.
way.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
they're in
weird.
the same circle. Like, so
that is
that's just
weird
to me. And then in terms of the culture of vulture thing, yeah, I think with Drake, yeah, he's just I think he's like a trend. I don't want to say trendsetter, but essentially there's no difference between him and Kylie and all them lot, yeah? Because do you guys remember when Stormzy and Maya Jama broke up?
Yeah.
Everyone had memes about how Maya Jama was ugly and how Stormzy, like, you know, he bossed up when he went with Georgia Smith and all this kind of stuff, yeah? Now that Drake's put Maya on a song saying that she's cute, all of a sudden the UK is like, Maya Jama, shut up. Like, you could, like, do anything, they're the ones who are like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he does. I think people would be okay with Drake if he had those nationalities who he's taking influences from in his video.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, the other artist in that video doesn't speak Arabic, so it's like, where did it come from?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So
he was just like, nah, this is gonna sound fire. Sir.
I mean, it did sound fire. Like, it could be real. If we're gonna be real, it did sound good. Yeah, it did sound good.
Yeah, but I do agree. Like, putting someone that's from that culture into the video.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Give them a feature as well. Like, give them a feature, and then no one can ever say nothing.
I agree.
See, Drake, you need us on your team so we can tell you. We can be like, nah, bro, don't do that. They can have a fit.
We can even teach you Yoruba and then let us be in the video. It's all good.
I'm gonna actually, your patch one needs a bit of work. Do you know what I mean? So if you're looking for a bit of work, yeah, and you want to tune it up a bit, come to us. We can help you.
And that's from TimeZonePodcast. Check it. Lord. Speaking of people who don't want to leave their exes or people they're into alone, y'all, did you hear about this lady that blew up her ex's car? So her name is Kelly Smith. According to NBC, Kelly S. Hayes, she's 34, from Madison, was arrested for arson, criminal damage to property, after allegedly using a baseball bat to smash out the car's window before dousing it with gasoline and setting it on fire on Tuesday evening. Have you seen the video? It's hilarious because she pours the gasoline and then lights it up and she flies off to the corner. But my question for y'all is, like, first of all, where do you draw on the line at, like, you know, if you have a bad breakup, what is something that you just won't do? Like, you won't cross that line, obviously. And do you think she was right in her actions, no matter what the end of the relationship was? Do you think she was justified in doing that?
Do I want to answer this question?
Because this will sound like a sticky one, like they're trying to, you know, implicate me.
You gotta be politically correct with your answer, bro.
Now, anything I do say doesn't mean I've done it.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone can just, you know. Can we just go back to that video first? She's stupid. Yeah. How can you pour gasoline and she sparks it? She puts her head in the window and sparks it and throws it inside. When you pour gasoline all around it, you're stupid. Just stand far away, light it, then you throw the thing. Yeah. I mean, so I've been told. Doesn't sound like I'm true. But
you saw it in the movies. Yeah, we saw it in the movies.
Yeah, we saw it in the movies.
Yeah.
So that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Just stand far away.
That's what Angela Bassett did.
Do you know what I mean? You stand far away and you throw that shit. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Someone got me really vexed. Something might have to happen still. I need to know what happened.
That's the thing. We don't even know what the thing is, but all I know is they got entangled and it didn't end well. And she just she was looking for revenge for something. All we know is that they broke up. She and the ex broke up, and then this happened. She blew up his Jeep. So I think it's
a bit too far. That there was cars on the other side. there's a building right in front of it. What if the whole building caught on fire and people died from it? Going back to the video, she's stupid because she done it in broad daylight. If you're gonna do something, you gotta do it at night. What's this?
Yeah, apparently, like the neighborhood watch, the person that recorded the video was, see all these people, got snitches. It was recording the video in his apartment, right? And caught her tags when she drove off. That's how they figured out who she was. Ma'am, you are the dumbest criminal I've ever met in my life. Dumb as fuck. Broad daylight.
People weren't meant to be criminals.
Uber.
But you didn't even think this through. Like, you must have thought it through because out of all things to do, you decided to blow up his car. So you must have thought it. Like,
yeah, you thought that through.
You wanted to get caught.
Yeah.
I can admit, I've never done anything, but I can admit, like, threatening to do something, but not like that. Yeah, not like that.
Same.
And I'm just like, you know, like, I'll F up your car, like, I'll say stuff like that. But that was before I had my own car. So when I have my own car now, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Because I'm like, okay, they're just gonna get me back. No, you must have been enraged. She must have been enraged.
If you want to like smash the windows, you know, I can understand that. I can understand. I'm not saying you should, but I can understand. But blowing someone's car up is too far. That is that's too far.
That's an extreme. Like, you have no remorse, no time. And then you see her mugshot. She's like, I do that shit again, bitch. Like,
I was just that was me. I wouldn't even do that. Like, I would just do some spiteful shit. Maybe I'll pour bleach on all his clothes. Maybe I'll put some itching powder in his underwear for like a week. Not say nothing for like a week. Just put the itching powder. Not say nothing.
Like, just be crafty with it. Fight. Doubling.
You'll learn.
I ain't saying over it. I ain't dropping myself in nothing. I'm just saying. If you
there are less extremes.
There are less extremes, and that's won't actually physically hurt the person and it be on your conscience. Do you know what I mean?
Welcome back to TimeZonePodcast.
This week on All That's Lit and All That's Not It is my turn to present. So that being said, I would like to, because we talked about Drake, let's talk about Rihanna, okay? So allegedly, Rihanna is coming out with these slit panties for her Savage Fenty line, right? So basically, it's knickers, and you know, like where the vagina would lay, there's a slit there. So basically, where the clit is, there's like that bit there, there's a slit there. So my question to you ladies is that lit, or maybe that's not it?
I don't know how I feel about that.
I guess it depends on how freaky you are.
Yeah.
See, I would have been okay with it if it was lingerie, but they're just normal knickers.
No. I thought you meant lingerie. So when you said knickers, to me, I'm like, oh, she means lingerie.
No, to me, they look like normal panties, innit? They don't, like, there's no frill, there's no lace, there's no nothing. They just look like normal knickers, but with the slit. So I guess if you want to pee,
you need to tell me if I'm wearing, like, jeans, then
the vagina lips is going to be rubbing together.
No.
It covers the flaps.
but the actual clit is exposed.
Well, I don't know if it's exposed, but that's my thing. Like, some people's area down there's a bit fat than others.
Yeah.
So, of course. Sorry. So, obviously, some people's is going to expose, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're giving it a, we're saying that's not it.
That's not lit, bro.
That's not it.
That's just called, like, imagine wearing, like, jeans that are tight, and then next thing you know, you just feel like a little...
I have problems with my normal knickers.
Like, just practical. Doesn't sound practical.
No. And then,
maybe I'll, like, if she needs someone to sample it, I can sample it for you. I can sample it. But I ain't buying them.
Well, they do say that you should allow the vagina to breathe. So maybe she's thinking,
we can do that at night.
Yeah. I don't need to wear panties if I need to breathe. I just be like this. Yeah. I don't need no slip panties if I need my vagina to breathe. Bitch, I just won't wear none. The fuck? No.
Okay. So the ladies in TimeZone have spoken. I'm sorry, Rihanna. Your slip panties are not lit. They're not it. We don't like them.
They're not. Welcome back, and it's time for sharing is caring. We've just mentioned something about bad breakups, and we're gonna go into it again in this segment of the show. Simone Biles and her ex, Stacey Irvin, broke up. Right? Simone has been pictured on Instagram with a different guy. And I guess the next day, her ex decided to post a picture or comment on the picture of his new bae. It was the comments he made that were kind of rude. And someone said to him, like, to Stacey, he was like, oh, damn, you moved on quickly. And he was like, when you find better, you find better. I think it's important to know when to not bring your relationship or breakups on social media. And it's very toxic in any aspect. And I just want to get you guys' thoughts. Like, do you think making comments about your exes or people you were involved with on Instagram or any type of social media, do you think that's healthy? Like, if you're trying to cope up with a breakup?
Only punks do that. I'm sorry. That's weak.
Like, what do you think?
Because I've just realised that I feel like some people express their emotions differently, and they, like, some people, they take to social media very serious. Like, that is their form of expression. I mean, that's not mine, but that is some people's form of expression. Well, that's what I've got to realise. That is people's form of expression.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with it.
Yeah. I mean, Kanye pretty much did the same thing when he brought Kim into it on Twitter. You know, talking about, oh, she wanted to have me committed. I wanted to have a divorce. Like, you don't, and then he had to apologize again on Twitter. Like, this is your relationship, no matter what way it's going, left or right. I think this has to be some type of respect value, that you don't come online and diss them, because you look like an idiot when you guys get back together.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think in terms of Kanye, he's got a album coming out soon. So anytime Kanye, yes, anytime Kanye has an album coming out, all of a sudden he starts to act like a damn fool. So yeah, 100%. I think he's acting up to a certain degree. And in terms of people like bringing up their exes and stuff on social media, or saying like sly little comments, to me it just makes me know, that you're still thinking about it.
They're still bothered.
Yeah, like why are you so bothered? That means like there's still a place that's actually kind of happened to me. Something similar like that has happened to me, and to me it's just like there's still a spot, and there was as well. That's the maddest thing. There was still like a spot there. So it's like, whatever, grow up.
Yeah. So like for me, I know like my exes or my ex I didn't know they were stalking me after our breakup. Like, and the next thing I knew, one day he was like, oh, how was your trip to London? When I came the last time, I was like, we've been broken up for a year, bruh. Like, how you know? You don't follow me, you blocked me, but he made a fake account, and I guess I accepted it. That taught me my lesson not to accept shit no more.
Men and fake accounts. Sorry.
People and fake accounts. Like,
in general.
Why do you get a fake account?
So, like, to just get a little bit deeper into it for the people here listening and watching, I want to ask you, ladies, so what's been, like, your worst breakup experience? Or, like, your worst, I ain't talking to this man experience? You don't have to go too deep, but we want to know. I want to know.
Why, Eunice? Why?
I'm nosy.
Okay, let me talk about how I manage it. What else would be easier to talk about? Like, for me, I just keep busy. So, like, I feel like if I dwell on it and think about it, then it makes it worse. So I'll just consume myself with other things to do. Because if not, then I'm going to be in my thoughts. But I definitely stay away from social media. Like, stay away from social media. Because sometimes you don't even really want to write something, but you might not I don't know if it's an accident, but
you got that Twitter finger.
You might say something, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, she's talking about me. Or you might not even be talking about them, you might be talking about something else, and they think, yeah, you're talking about them. So just stay away from the thing completely. And then I actually don't talk to anybody else. Like, so you know, some people, they talk to people like to get over somebody else. I can't
like a rebound.
I can't do that. I can't do that one. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah. No, you know. So
you
what was
didn't
your
I have to go back to the first. Okay.
She does this all the time. I'm not answering mine. Simple as. So the longer you take, the longer I'll take.
20 minutes later.
Okay.
Come on, girl.
No, I just thought about something. That's what you have to do. Sometimes you just got to erase them from your memory, and now you're bringing back old shit. But
drink some wine, it'll go away.
I had somebody that was he was cheating actually. Yeah, cheating. And then the girl called me Yeah, and she was talking to me, and she was like, "Oh no," she actually called me, and I didn't answer. I don't answer this number. I don't know. And she messaged me. She's like, "Oh, is this Shanice?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, are you in a relationship with blah blah blah?" And she's like, "Yeah." It's like, "So am I." So they weren't even cheating. There was 2 relationships going on apparently. Yeah. And then he would have like set days like in his head. I'm assuming there were set days. So like if he knew that, like if I was going to college, right? He knew that, you know, like you don't go to college every day. Like, you might go 3 days a week. So he knew those days, or you finished early, you might go see that person, right? So he knew that I was finished early at that time, and he knew what time she would finish college. And then he would know that, okay, she needs to come in on Tuesday, she's coming on Wednesday.
I'm sorry, hold on. It took you that long to think about that. Girl.
Yeah, because it was out of my mind completely. But
the nerve.
And then what else happened? Oh yeah, one time, he like literally tried to hurry me at the house. Yeah, he tried to hurry me at the house. I remember this. And guess I saw her, but I didn't know it was her. I didn't know her. So I walked past this girl. I've seen like it's her birthday and that, and I just happened to see that it was like, you know when you just see something, you see the birthday balloons. But after I realized that it was her, like I was leaving, and at 10 minutes down the road, she was going to his house.
So what did you say then?
Huh?
So
no, so I didn't say when I didn't speak to him when that happened.
He just
then so she was like, oh, she wanted to basically she asked him about me. And he was like, oh, no, she's my friend. So she was like, okay, I've had enough. She's like, we're going to catch him out, right? So obviously now she has my number.
So you and her started working together to catch him out?
She called me on her way to his house, and she was like, she literally stayed on the phone. She was like, I'm going to his house, like this, and she goes into his house, and he's like acting like everything's cool, and she's figured out his PIN for his phone and everything, so that's how she knows who I am, and she goes, oh, so who's Shanice? And he was like, yeah, I told you, that's my friend. And then she puts the phone on loudspeaker. She's like, Shanice is your friend, yeah? And then I was like, oh, hi. And then he was like, Eunice's face. He was like, oh, and he was like, yeah, so we were like there back and forth. So then I called him like actually on his phone, and he was arguing. Then his mum comes into the house. The girl runs out the house because she's upset now.
So that's that,
guys.
This is some Brandy and Monica shit. The boy's
I'm
mine.
telling you, the boy's mine. That's literally what I was thinking was. The
Shit.
So yeah, just that.
Okay, so let me tell you about the story. So technically, I was just seeing this person, so it doesn't really count as like boyfriend girlfriend. However, head over heels, right? Anyway, known this person for a good couple of years, right? One particular summer, I started going out more, innit? And he would go out as well. And I would go out with like a group of what I thought were friends, amongst me. And you know when you go out, and like let's say you're not boyfriend and girlfriend, but everybody kind of knows that you're chatting to that one person, right? Shanice, I bring up the story.
Yeah.
Obviously I started hanging around, like Shanice was also there as well. We started all hanging around and going out more, right? So even after like on a night out or whatever, I would go to like, because he had just moved somewhere, so he had like just started living by himself, and he had like a bed sit, right? So I would go see him. Whenever I'd go see him after a night out, they'd all be like, where you going? I'd be like, oh, I'm going to blah blah blahs or whatever. They'd be like, what are you doing? Like in group chat, everything. Oh, I'm gonna bring blah 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 food. Like they all knew that me and this
that's
person,
your person.
that I kind of had feelings for this person anyway. One party, I said no, I'm not going to this one fucking party. Just one party, right? All the people who were meant to be my people at the time, they went to this party, innit? Come back now the next day, I start getting phone calls and texts going, I saw, let's call her X, I saw X talking to him, and they seemed really cozy up at the party. In my head, I'm like, rah, what's this? Like, what do you mean cozy up, whatever? So I thought, okay, I'm just going to ask, right? So before that same night when I didn't go to that party, and I don't think I've really told anyone this yet, I had a dream. I really believe in my dreams, innit? And in my dreams, this boy was making me cry. So I woke up and I was thinking to myself, why am I crying in my dream, Obviously, when I got the texts and that, and then later on, I realised what was happening. Yeah. So my spirit was already telling me now. Anyway, now, I call him and I go, hi, like, I heard that you and X were, like, cozying up together. Like, what's happening with that? He was like, no, man. Oh, I was just trying to comfort her because she was telling me about this and telling me about that. So I was just like, okay. He's like, oh, it's not like that, trust me, like I would tell you, blah blah blah. So I said, okay, cool. She invited me to her house, like I think maybe a couple of days later, with some other girls, whatever. We used to talk about going on holidays together, everything, you know, you stay there. Anyway, so I asked her, I said, oh, like, there's something happened between you and blah, 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 because I just kind of want to know, like, what the deal is. And she was like, no, I'm not checking for him, I'm not into him, like, da, 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 da. You can't do nothing for me, you can't do this, can't do that, yeah? I said, if you don't want him, I do. Fine. Yeah. It was one of our mutual friends' birthdays. So I said, okay, cool, let's go. I'm going to go to a birthday, right? So they must have went out for a dinner. I didn't go for the dinner, but I went to the party bit. At the party, me, Shanice is there, other people are there, X is there, and he is there as well with his friends, right? Mind you, he completely denied it, yeah. And this was someone, this girl, we were building like a friendship together. And she even said to me, yeah, when I asked her about him, she said to me, I told him, she was like, oh, he's been trying it on with me. But I said no, because me and Inks are trying to build a friendship. And I really appreciate Inks. That's it. I swear to God, that is the exact line that she used on me, yeah, to tell me that nothing was happening. When I get there, yeah, my people then them a hug up and kiss up and wind up, yeah, as if to say I'm not even in the room, yeah. So I'm like, raw, okay, cool. So I walk up to them, yeah, and I'm like, you really gonna disrespect me like this? You really gonna disrespect me like this? And then she's like, I'm not doing nothing with her little one bundle of hair. I'm not doing nothing like that, yeah. So he's still standing there going, oh, Inks, man, I didn't even mean it like that. Da, da, da. I'm like, but you really gonna disrespect me? Obviously, his boys then start to yap him, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I'm an Aries. I'm a ball, like, do you know what I mean? So I'm like, you shouldn't even talk because you're only this height. You can't even talk because blah, 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 yeah? And I'm talking to him. Everybody knows what the deal is. And if anyone tries to say that this is disrespectful, then you're all lying, right? So I said, okay. I said, don't worry, because Karma's going to come back and catch you, yeah? It's cool, don't worry about it. So went into the front room. Shanice was like, come, let's go, right? So I said, okay, cool. Mind you, when I last left them, they were in the kitchen, okay? So I'm assuming that they're probably still in the kitchen. My jacket and bag was upstairs in a bedroom. So I got upstairs, I'm walking upstairs now, and his best friend is trying to stop me from walking up the stairs, like doing all of this. And I'm like, I'm like, I'm going to throw you down the stairs, like I'm trying to get upstairs. That's way too much to him. I was like, if you don't leave on the way, I'm going to throw you down the stairs. Yeah. So he was like, oh, whatever. So then I literally pushed past him, yeah. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get my jacket. And then I hear laughing. So I'm like, the fuck? They're like, wait a minute. They open up the door. They're both in there. On my jacket. On my jacket. Do you not? They're on the jacket, on the bag, yeah. So then I said, what's a bitch gonna do? Yeah. So I wanted to swing. But I said, nah, Inkachi, you're not gonna swing. No. I'm in someone else's house. Yeah. You're gonna be classy, bitch. So guess what I done? I grabbed my jacket, I grabbed my bag, and I turned the lights off for them, and I shut the door. Because they wanted that privacy, so I gave it to them. That's on periods. So I gave it to them, and that was it. So that was like one of my worst kind of like what the fuck.
Lord, y'all have some really interesting lives.
I'm telling you, London boys are trash.
I'm glad I didn't move to London. Shit.
And I don't even want, let me not say that not all London boys.
Not all of them.
But unfortunately, I feel like maybe that period.
That was
a lot of them. They needed to grow up. A lot of them were very childish.
So how did you gave him the ting, but after that, like, how did you deal with whatever? Were you okay, like, emotionally?
So I had to do what Shanice done. Like, I had to get myself out, and then I went to the gym and I started to get a revenge body. That's
nice.
Me. But no, I just aired him. I do this with everybody. If you're dead to me, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. I don't do all of that. I'm giving you a dirty look. I don't do all of that. I'll say hello to everybody else and not say hello to you. I just act like I've never met you and I just don't know you because technically you are dead to me. Do you know what I mean? And if the person tried to speak to me, then I'll just ignore the person because there's nothing to talk about. Yeah. As for the girl, till this day, I've never actually seen her. But
yes,
hide your face. Afterwards, people obviously thought I was maybe being bitter because of what happened. But then all of these things come out about this girl and everybody was, it kind of was oh yeah, Inkachi was talking the truth.
Right.
She had a very guilty conscience from what I remember.
She had an extremely guilty
because
conscience.
Remember, I never said that I wasn't talking to her. And she never contacted me from that day. So she obviously knew what she did
was wrong.
She knew.
Wow.
But the joke about it is that I remember like years afterwards, I spoke to him and we were speaking about the whole thing, and I was like, well, why did you, like, what even happened there? Yeah, and he was like, oh, you know, I don't know what happened, but she told me all these lies about you, and I just believed her. Afterwards, I started thinking to myself, how can you believe someone who you've only known for like a week, you've known me for like 2 years, and you had it? And what the joke is that I think the things that she was saying about me were the things that she was actually doing. If that makes sense. So she was a wild girl. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she was a wild girl, and we all knew it within our circle that she was a wild girl. But we would never go to guys and be like, "Oh, she's wild. She does this. She does that." It's none of our business. Do you know what I mean? But she was a wild girl, and she was proud of it. Do you know what I mean? But she tried to paint that picture of me, and these times I had like one little crush on one person, and the figure was tearing me to pieces. So it literally almost tore me to pieces.
That is mad. Oh my God. You just gotta be careful who you're around, like your circle. That's crazy. You both know me and Inks more. I haven't dated much people, you know. I've only talked to like one person. I'm very much a nerd by nature, so I don't really date. But the one guy I did meet, who happened to be my ex, I met through another friend, and we were together for a while. And I think after 6, maybe 7 months, right? I found out from the girl that introduced me to him that, he was trying to go back to his ex. Like, he was asking people for advice, like, how do I go back to my ex? How do I go back to my ex? I'm like, that's weird.
Whilst he's with you?
While he was with me. Like, we were together. I'm very much like you. Like, once I know something is wrong, like, if I feel in my gut, especially in a relationship, I know something's wrong. Like, there's certain tells that you can, like, something's not right here. So that day, I could tell he was texting different. We hadn't had any arguments, nothing. We literally just woke up. But that day, everything was just like weird. At that time, she was still in the same city we lived in, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, you haven't broken up with me yet. Like, that's my mentality. Like, if you want to go to someone else, break up with me first. So I called him, said, oh, yo. So Elle told me, like, her name is not Elle, but Elle told me that, you were trying to go back to your ex. Like, what's that about? And he's like, that's a lie. She's lying, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't see why she would lie. Like, she gets nothing out of this. She introduced me to you, right?
Yeah.
She's like, no, that's a lie. That's not true, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right. I'm like, well, we're just going to call it a break for now. And then you figure out what you want to do. And then we can see what happens from there. So I was like, that was it, right? And so we talked, we had the conversation. He was like, I apologize. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. I think I was just confused as to my feelings, whatever. This was like maybe a month after. I understand, but don't move like that. It's mad sketchy. I'm dumb. I was 19. I went back into the relationship with him. So one day he was like, his friend lives in Washington. He's having a bachelor party that he has to go to, buy his tickets and everything. Obviously, I'm nosy. I'm like, let me see. Like, whose friend do I know that he has in Washington? And sure enough, he does, right? And then he randomly out of nowhere said, this person moved to Washington. This was like maybe 2 months after he's already bought the ticket. He hasn't gone to the bachelor yet. Like, the bachelor party is in December. He told me about it in, like, let's say May. And then at like August, he said, this person moved. So you don't have to worry about me ever talking to her, blah, blah, blah. And then come September, he's like, oh yeah, she moved. And I'm just like, she moved to where? He's like, she moved to Washington. I'm like, she moved to Washington. I was like, isn't that where this person's bachelor party is? He's like, yeah, but I'm not going there for that. Okay, how do you know she moved to Washington? I thought you guys stopped talking. And he's like, I'm not talking to her, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, how did you know? So clearly you've been talking to someone else about her, right? I was like, it's cool. If you want to go. Like, this is going to be a wrap. He canceled his ticket. He didn't go. I was like, whatever. Let's mind you guys, I'm young. This person is like almost 7 years older than I am. So I'm like, you know, it is what it is. So we carried on the relationship, right? And I started to pick up on some tricks. So, you know, they say if you look, you'll find. So I picked up his phone, right? Obviously, I have access to his phone. Like, it's nothing hidden, right? But what he didn't figure out is like when you go to the search bar of your iPhone and type in keywords, anybody you've texted with that word comes up. I would pick up his phone. I picked up his phone, like, and I just started to type it, like, literally. And I didn't take his phone and, like, run to the other room. Like, we would be in the car together. He would hand me his phone, and I'll start scrolling through his phone. So what I did, when he think I'm just scrolling, I push the button down, look, I type in words. So I start typing words like sex, pussy, all that shit. And lo and behold, all these texts start to come out. And I knew they weren't to me. Like, oh, I want to fuck you all night. I want to do this all night. Like, yeah, let's have a threesome shit. And I'm just like, wow, this is beautiful. This is lovely. So I looked at him and I was just like, I waited till we got home because I was in his car. I waited till we got to his house where I had my keys and my shit. So I'm like, it's interesting. You want to have threesomes with who? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, no, you said you wanted to have a threesome with somebody. Is she pretty? Like, what does she look like? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm like, let me show you something just in case for the future when you have another girlfriend. And I show him, like, look, oh, those are the words. You want to fuck, you want to lick. I was like, that's beautiful. He was like, why would you even look through that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I didn't do it sneakily. Like, I was right in front of you. You just did freaking think that was what I was doing. I was like, look, you have some things to work out. I didn't even say I'm just like, I'm just gonna go home. He said he knew me well enough to know that when I said I'm gonna go home, I wasn't gonna come back ever.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go home. And he was like, I was so calm about it too. It scared me too. I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go home. He was like, you're gonna go in your car and you're never gonna come back, are you? I'm like, he was like, please don't go. Like, he was pulling me, like, please don't go. It's all dramatic and shit.
Oh, yeah, they're always, when they get caught, they're always dramatic. They're always fucking dramatic, yeah? They come like a woman, yeah? They come like a woman.
This is the girl. I'm like, what? In my head, I was like, what is all this Cinderella bullshit? Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm not that type of sexual creature. At that point in time, I wasn't. He just needed to give me more time, and he would have gotten all of it, but whatever. He called me once I got home. He was like, hey, like, we need to talk. I was like, no, we don't need to talk. Blocked his number, blocked everything.
Thank you. Next.
It bothered me for a little bit because I felt like I wasn't enough, but then I started to realize, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, it does. You do feel like, maybe like you're not enough, or maybe there's something you didn't do right. But that's on them. That's got nothing to do with you. As long as you are you, that's on them. Do you understand? Unfortunately, some people aren't big enough to just be like, do you know what? I'm kind of looking for this, or I want this. Blah, blah, blah. So that's on them. Yeah. And then when they get exposed, they want to be like crying.
Crying.
They want to be like,
please,
grabbing onto you like it's a Nollywood movie. Fuck out of here.
Like, I'm gonna die without you. Like, sometimes you need, I think in both women and men, you have to be man enough and woman enough to be like, I just don't want to do this with you anymore. Like, I need my time. Have that conversation. I appreciate it more when you're honest with me. Like, if I don't have to go looking for something and you just tell me straight up, like, Eunice, this is what it is, I respect you, and I can't fight you for that.
100%.
I can't fight you for that.
So. And you can't feel no way towards someone either with someone if they've been real with you. Like, and that's why I'm always real with people. Like, so I ain't got time for all of that. Like, just say it how it is, and we'll be done with it, and we know where we stand.
Exactly. So
we're gonna give one tip to deal with breakups, or not to do.
Do not settle. Don't settle, guys. Because sometimes I feel like like something's wrong, and you're like, you kind of settle. Don't settle. That's it.
Okay,
that's a
good one. I'm gonna say to you, do not don't try and seek revenge. It's not even worth it. It's more time consuming. Also, it's more time consuming to hate someone than it is to just be like, oh, I'm done with them. Just cut them off.
Yeah.
Stay off of Instagram when you're breaking up with people, and don't blow up people's car.
All right, guys. Okay, that's episode 9. I'm really bad. Sorry, guys. Thank you for locking into episode 9. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you guys next week.
Also, just want to say big up to everyone who's been following and listening to us so far. Also, next week is our last episode for this season. We'll be taking a break. So we need you guys to send in your sharing is caring, okay? We've not had one in a while, and we'd like to have one more to end the season. You can do that by sending in your statements into TimeZonePodcast2020 @gmail.com. That's TimeZonePodcast2020 @gmail.com.
And also, don't forget to join the conversation on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is TimeZonePodcast, and that podcast is spelled with a 0. Again, it's TimeZonePodcast with a 0. We want to hear from you. We love hearing from you. And thank you for participating in the last couple of episodes. Keep going.
See you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
You're locked in to the Time Zone podcast.